An ally in public, a proxy in the shadows. Pakistan Malaysia terror networks. Think spy thriller. 3 players, 3 stages, 1 hidden script. Pakistan, the obvious villain. Funding, shelter, the usual playbook. Everyone already knows that. But if I told you there is a second player, a friend we trust, a tourist favorite, quietly playing both sides. Picture Malaysia, postcards on the surface, shadow money trails underneath. NIA alleges a new funding trail. After the Pahalgam attack, India's investigators poked the trail and found something chilling. Not just Pakistan on the tapes, phone leads and payments. Malaysia shows up in the mix. Friends, this isn't a border spat. It's an international thriller. Real people, real money, and real danger. So buckle up. We follow the trail next. Malaysia money trail in Pahalgam funding. Friends, on April 22nd in Pahalgam attack, we saw an atrocity that's impossible for any decent human to stomach. About 26 people were killed and dozens injured. India, of course, retaliated militarily and set a few new normals in how we respond to Pakistan-backed or supported terror activities. But some of the masterminds are still alive, and the story doesn't end here. India's NIA has now uncovered a shocking detail. Alongside Pakistan, Malaysia was also funding this attack. Not directly Malaysian government, but Malaysia-based terror networks. Remember, after the Pahalgam attack, reports noted 4 countries whose languages were heard. Malaysia was one of them. Malaysia even suggested a joint probe back then, saying India might attack Pakistan, so do a joint inquiry with Pakistan. Pakistan is also suffering, so these 2 countries should talk to each other and conduct a joint investigation. That was a response from Malaysia which raised everyone's eyebrows, especially in Delhi. Meanwhile, India's premier investigation agency, NIA or National Investigation Agency, launched a massive investigation into this attack. And here is what they found. In Srinagar, investigators scanned a suspect's phone. They found 463 suspicious phone numbers used to collect funds. Pakistan's source numbers were many. Malaysia was the second largest source. A Malaysia origin contact named Sajjad Ahmad Mir shows up in these leads, along with another man called Yasir who traveled to Malaysia frequently. Sajjad would send money back. Yasir would collect funds and hand them over to the TRF terror network. According to NIA, Yasir collected about 900,000 rupees or more than $10,000 and passed it to a TRF operative named Shafat Wani. Now NIA says Yasir also had close links with 2 Pakistani nationals, so this money was not just domestic, it moved through international channels. India plans to present this evidence on international platforms with solid proof. Friends, this is not a small matter. This is not just one terrorist incident. If you look at developments in Malaysia recently, you will see why Indian security agencies are watching them closely. Remember the reports that Jaish and Lashkar have started seeing Malaysia as a safe hub? That's alarming. Today it's dozens. Tomorrow it could be thousands. A few more things to put in perspective. Malaysia hosts about 30 lakh migrants or more than 3 million people. In a country with good legal protections and institutions, some extremist groups have found ways to exploit that openness. India and Malaysia do huge trade, roughly more than $20 billion worth of bilateral trade. And there is a history. In February 2020, Mumbai Customs intercepted a parcel from Malaysia containing fake currency worth 68,000 rupees labeled to someone named Sangeeta Kapoor. This was just a small link in a broader counterfeit currency network to destabilize Indian financial systems. Because fast forward to 2025, The courts exposed a fake currency network tied back to Malaysia. You probably remember the name Zakir Naik, a figure who stirred a lot of controversy in India. He went to Pakistan at one point and preached divisive messages there as India asked for his extradition. Malaysia rejected it, saying India has not provided substantial evidence against him. That left a bitter taste, and in several other cases as well, the Malaysian stance has strained ties between these two countries. And historically, under the leadership of Mahathir Mohamad, who ruled Malaysia more than 2 decades, Malaysia often took a strong stand on Kashmir, which was always against India. Mahathir used to target India in his rhetorics. While later Malaysian leaders tried to warm ties with India, certain domestic currents in Malaysia have shifted. Now, pieces of evidence suggest some wealthy circles in Malaysia, maybe religious organizations and powerful groups, are providing tacit shelter to radical elements. That environment can become fertile ground for funding and safe havens. Why does this matter to India? Several extremist groups, from Tamil separatists to global jihadist outfits, have reportedly found safe spaces in parts of Malaysia. The Pahalgam investigation suggests even groups like Jaish and Lashkar are eyeing Malaysia as a resource hub. If funding channels grow, what's a few lakhs today can become crores tomorrow. This is a problem which is scaling up very fast. Friends, let me be clear. India and Malaysia still have strong cultural and economic ties. Millions of people of Indian origin live and work in Malaysia, about 6% of a 30 million population. And the two countries share trade worth roughly $20 billion. Diplomacy matters, and most of Malaysia remains a friend. But when elements inside another country start being used to fund or shelter terror, national security agencies take notice, and rightly so. A few quick context points NIA flagged. After the Pahalgam attack, one of the suspects was heard speaking languages from 4 countries. Malaysia was one. Malaysia's earlier call for a joint probe raised suspicion at the time. The mobile phone scans revealed networking fundraising, 643 suspicious numbers with Malaysian links prominent. Officials say the NIA will present evidence internationally, meaning this won't be just a bilateral diplomatic issue, it could very well go to the global forums. A few background facts worth knowing. In 2015, FATF, Financial Action Task Force, flagged Malaysia for concerns around terror financing. A follow-up report in 2018 acknowledged progress, but the problem wasn't completely eliminated. Recent events suggest gaps still exist. Extremist propaganda networks and Hawala-style transfers, cybercrime, and informal remittance channels are ways money moves. These are harder to detect and need constant policing and monitoring. So friends, that's the situation in a nutshell. Malaysia, while still a friend and trading partner with India, now shows worrying signs of being used as a conduit for terror funding. India's agencies are watching, collecting hard evidences, and preparing to take this to international platforms. And if you found this video useful, like and don't forget to subscribe. We will keep tracking the story and bring you verified updates as they come. Thank you so much. Keep looking for better. Let's meet again. Namaste.